step forward.
Yo, hello. We are back here kicking it old school right now. How you feeling over there, Brody? King of the Comics?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you doing there, Lelouch V?
Not too bad. Realizing still exactly how much I don't miss school. But besides that, living the life ish.
Right.
Get to see my Warriors playing the playing game tonight. So hopefully we come out with a dub.
Okay.
But we here to talk about some good stuff today, man. You want to bring us into it, Brody?
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm not obviously following basketball, but I am following all things in the nerd world. The show Fallout is great. It's a great show.
Better than I expected.
Yeah, it has no right being good, and it actually is. And we're actually talking about a few other things that are good as well. We're going to get into primarily Invincible. They had the season finale a couple weeks ago. We both saw it. We both enjoyed it very much. And we're trying to see now, like, which is doing it better. Is it Invincible season 2? And I guess season 1 as well. Or is it X-Men 97? That's the ongoing debate, so to speak. But first things first, Brody O, a.k.a. Lelouch V, what do you think of season 2 of Invincible?
Godliness, honestly. It's just... When I think of how to make a modern day superhero story, this is it. Like, it's very grounded while still somehow being obviously supernatural and with the abilities that they get. The stakes feel very real and are shown to be real repeatedly for many people.
Mm-hmm.
The narrative is strong. Like, I haven't seen a character that I feel was like not pertinent to the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone feels very, very meaningful. Like, all of the actions and all the interactions, all the conversations are really strong. I don't have any complaints. What you, Brody? What you thinking about the show? Well, season 2.
So yeah, I definitely enjoyed season 2. I did. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as you, but I did enjoy it. I think part of what it was some of the pacing. Like, there was some time, because it was a great show. It was, or it is, But there was I was looking forward to seeing what's his name, Angstrom Levy, right? I was like, oh, this guy's gonna do some stuff. He was in the first episode and like a half or so, and then didn't show up again until like the end. It's like, don't worry, don't worry, I'm still here.
In the background.
Yeah, I'm still Kane Brown. I promise I'm still Kane Brown. I'll see you in a few months. It's like, wait, come back. Oh, Sterling. So I see that, but it was still, I guess part of what it is. I'm an old ass man. This has been proven. When the Earth began, and God said, "Let there be light." I said, "Get by lawn," but
the
thing about it, the thing is, so seeing the teenage struggles, sometimes for me, it's a little like, okay, I've been here before. This isn't untreaded ground, so it's a little. It can seem a little simple in a way.
Was it teenage struggles? I feel like that's
I guess the idea of like the
college aspect, sure.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And the college stuff seems silly because it's like, you haven't been in class for 2.5 months. You better get back here or you're suspended. It's like, how are you still in school? What's going on? Why are you still in school? How are you still in school? And I love Reginald Bell Johnson. Reginald Bell Johnson as himself playing Reginald Bell Johnson. Woo, that's fantastic. That's the best I've ever seen in years. But it's like, yo, man, you can't. You and I are both in school now, right? We're also both into college. You can't miss 2.5 months with nothing in college and be okay. It doesn't work that way. So it's certain things like that are kind of like, all right, this is still good, but not quite, in my opinion, not quite epic or god tier. It's got some great moments, but it's not perfection on a plate.
I mean, perfection, no. Did I love how much emphasis they put on to like Amber and the whole college aspect? Or, I mean, Yeah, like, can you miss 2 months in college without like getting immediately dropped out? No, that's not a thing that happens, especially when they can't, like, you're not even in your dorm room. Like, why would they?
Yeah,
I would think they would assume that you were MIA and you're just unenrolled at that point.
yeah.
I mean, outside of that, like even the like Mark's friend's boyfriend coming back, like
Mhm,
that what that he had with Cecil, I thought was really well done, and with
mhm.
Cecil to understanding of what his life has been. I mean, of course, the moments with Nolan, I might be a little bit biased because I'm a fan of Omni Man, but I enjoyed every time that he spoke, and to see him actually being somewhat remorseful for what he's done is a little bit shocking. That he the I think I love my wife moment was also like, all right, you're never gonna get her back, but I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I missed my the blow line as it was. The blow line of the
yeah,
entire season was I think I missed my wife. So dun 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 the surprise. The lightning in the background. Yeah, that was something. Now, let me ask you that then, Otis East, as a grown ass man. Do you think there can be redemption for Nolan? I'm not saying as far as I know with the comic books and everything else, but I mean, do you think people can be like, okay, we can forgive this guy? All right, welcome back, Nolan. It's like, yo, man. There are a lot of stuff went down. I believe it was in
he
your town, too. It was in Chi Town, too, in Chicago, right? Where he did all
yeah,
that
it
stuff
was
with the
like
night. Yeah.
he murdered like thousands,
Yeah.
including like the last hero team, like the previous one that is still very much needed now.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think
The wife
there's
he misses, he called a pet, and
yeah,
she heard it.
yeah, she did. Also, like, I mean, it's like Chicago is gone now.
There's a
Like,
Chicago.
I mean, Eve started trying to bring it back, but I mean, we saw how
That,
that went with the
that got sour
yeah.
real bad. Real bad.
Um, Rex, like I wasn't expecting him to have a redemption at
An
all.
arc.
But
Yeah, an
honestly,
arc.
I by the end of the season, I can say that I kind of like Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
And I'm biased to Rex even more so than Nolan because I love Jason Mantzoukas who voices him. He was a big reason why I got into improv and did some of the writing I do. I saw him perform a couple times and he's my favorite. So I am biased with Rex. So I give you that. Although that being said, I love the episode, of course, where it shows. Yeah, we're getting to spoil. This is a full spoiler
mm,
review, more or less, right?
yeah, it's a spoiler
Okay.
review. I mean, if we're yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
we waited a few weeks before we did this. So there's a part, obviously, when they're fighting the snake. What's it called, Otis? The
Lizard
snake.
League,
I'm sorry, Lizard League, right? And it seems like, oh my gosh, there's L's everywhere that we're losing multiplicate or
duplicate,
multiplicate, and the
duplicate,
duplicate. That's it. Duplicate makes more sense. Duplicate, and the young one, the woman that can get
shrinking
small and grow
ray.
back. There you go. You know names better than I do. And then it seems like Rex by himself. If there's after both those two go down, and Rex is fighting by himself in that last episode, it is just the stakes. Like, oh my gosh, you see the actual fear in Rex, but also the courage in him too. Like, I just saw my two teammates go down. I'm fighting against these presumably 3 or more Lizard League baddies, and I'm still gonna fight. I'm still gonna go down hero. I get my hand blown off, and even or your hand chewed off. I'm sorry, chewed off,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm still gonna take you down, bitch. It's like that's badass. I love it. And then the dude comes behind him and blasts him in the back of the head. And I was like, what happened? Now, it is weird. I don't know. I mean, he just somehow miraculously survives getting capped
And
through
they,
the head.
mm,
I was like, okay. But I'll give it to him because part of what they did, I mean, I know they had the super science afterwards, aka the with the golden circle from Kingsman, where you can
mm-hmm.
shrink wrap the mind, get it straight. But because, like you said, he clearly had PTSD he was dealing with, his PTSD he's battling with. This show does double down on that as far as PTSD in some form or another for characters. It had everyone from Rex to Mark to
Amber.
Amber, to Amber, to Eve, even Nolan dealing with some of his essentially to our boy, to the
Alan.
Alan. Yeah, Alan, Alan's boyfriend. So it's like all it's like everyone's dealing with
No,
with
no, no.
PTSD.
Alan is the alien. No, I can't.
Alan's
I
an
never
alien.
remember Mark's friend's name. I never
Yeah,
remember his name.
it's not Alan, is it? No, it's not Alan. But Mark's best friend's
Yeah.
boyfriend. dealing with
Yeah.
his severe PTSD. And of course, we were missed. That's
Severe.
Mark's
Oh
mom too.
man.
Mark's mom. There's a scene, of course, where Mark's mom, which it seemed very, very almost a little too real, where she's getting, where Sterling K. Brown, like of course, fractures her arm and she goes into shock and she's
Fracture.
yeah, it's gone. It's pretty much gone over that table.
Pretzel.
You know,
That's...
yeah.
You see, like it was like a S shape after, like
after he puts some spicy mustard on that pretzel, and she goes into shock so fast, it's just like all she can do is start muttering the names of her kids. Just saying Oliver. It's like that's very real. That it felt very real. But having seen my parents going to, having seizures or strokes before, like, yeah, that's kind of how they go. It's where their brain goes after that. So they do the mental. When it comes, that's the biggest difference. What, of course, Kirkman was trying to harp on was the difference in the actual superhero world. People would die, and it would affect superheroes immediately on the gig. There'd be no like capes and shiny. It's like, no, I had a really, 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 really bad day. I don't know what I need to do. I need to go sit down somewhere for a while.
Yeah, like half the city just got blown up. So yeah, that was that.
yeah. I'm covered in human. So it's I mean that was that. And the thing is, one thing I did like about this season more than the last is that the Mark did take some L's, of course, but the first season it seemed like Mark was always just taking L's. He was just getting beat up so much.
He was
and he's supposed to be like
this thing's and now like I'm fighting back.
He literally claps back hard. I mean, so the first season he took so many L's. I was like, this is a 17-year-old kid just getting beat up this much, even though he's half, Viltrumite, his mind ain't gonna be there no more. It's too much. This season, at least he's getting beat up less, and he's stronger about it. And then he does snap when he kills Angstrom Levy, aka Sterling K. Brown, and he deals with PTSD.
I thought you were stronger. I thought you were like, that's a line, bro. Like, I thought you were stronger.
I thought you were stronger. Yeah.
And then like what they alluded to with like, when he gets the super magical save out of nowhere from the future version of the Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah. Super
saying like, you wouldn't have liked what you would have ended up being if you would have stayed.
You do survive this. Don't worry, you survived this.
Like, you make it out, bro, but it ain't pretty.
Yeah, I'm so badly want to see what that was with the alternate universe Mark ended up like, because he's
they gotta show it. They gotta show it.
I gotta show it. Yeah, they got yeah. It reminded me of Old Man Logan, like how the Hulk looks at Old Man Logan in the comics. But
no, but man, the Viltrumites, seeing them up close and seeing how they operate was crazy. I mean, the big surprise with the triple turn. I don't know what side the you want to call Optimus Prime on, because like it's like who are you working for?
Optimus Prime had the best reveal. He said, "Don't worry, Alan. It turns out I'm a Viltrumite." Oh, with the beard gone, I can see him a mustache.
Right. It's like, what is that?
What?
Okay.
Thanks.
Like, that didn't hurt when you did that. Your face didn't get ripped off.
It was played dead serious. That's like that one did commit to the bit. God damn it. But yeah, I love that. That's fun. It's so it's Alan. Also, I love Alan. I love how Alan got all super duper swole and jacked. Pretty much like a Super Saiyan, as far as, or a Saiyan, if they don't die, it makes them that much stronger. It doesn't seem like Viltrumites have that same physiology that if they don't die, they come out stronger. Not like Saiyans. That's
something specific to to Alan and to other Saiyans, of course. Whatever don't kill them, make them stronger. And sometimes if it do kill them, they still end up making them stronger later when they eventually get revived.
Right, super revived. There's a lot of super revivals. So I'm not here. I'm not mad. I accept Rogan. That's kind of what that's one thing that kind of hit me too. It's like, wait a minute. Everyone that I thought, like that episode where it seemed like, was episode 5?
Everyone died. Yeah, that was episode 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because even them up in space, right? When Eve's shield went down and they had the like, that horde coming at them, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not looking good. Everyone made it out there clean, no problem. Oh no, duplicate and old girl Glad Trina, whatever her name is, and
Trigger,
Rex
right?
getting capped. Yes, all of them getting capped. Nah, they're all fine. So it's kind of like you've eliminated the cost of death in a sense. It is what it is. That's fine. I get it, but at the same time, it kind of does lessen with the events. Which will segue nicely into our X-Men discussion in a bit. The one last thing
I think they like low key did that. Episode 5.
Oh,
we'll get there.
Okay. Because the timing is they're
but
both.
Think about it.
They're both
same powers of characters, same. But yeah, we'll get there.
They are the same exact powers of characters. They both have red hair. They both had a love interest that they had to let go. Wow. There has to be at least one essay out there about this. I would be disappointed if we had to write that tonight. I will go ahead and do it.
I'm probably going to, and it's going to be up on where's blurred.com.
There you go. Get you exclusive. So I definitely was. It's still very enjoyable because it doesn't feel dumbed down at all. It feels like a well-written show. And we were obviously, I'm not, it's what me, but we're an older audience. I wonder how young people take in that content. Because think about it, when we were pups, right? The original X-Men show and the original Spider-Man show and Batman Animated Series, they were groundbreaking because they were animated series that were meant to be more, they weren't talking down to kids, but at the same time, they weren't as severely heavy as this. This is the kind of content that now that young people can watch as far as involving superheroes. And it's like,
but I mean, they're already watching it in anime because Attack on Titan exists.
Right, anime. That's the thing. It's been up so much. It's in the whole level when it comes to the content.
Jujutsu Kaisen exists.
JJK. I mean, if you're talking about claps, there's no. Half the season was just like dead. So there was an episode. I'm not going to get to it, but there was an episode in JJK where they're all happily playing with a shirt in the flashback, spilling tea, and then it cuts to immediately a person's half the face is gone. It's like, so. But anyways,
yep, that happened.
Yeah, but that happened. But so that is one thing I talk about in my classes as far as like what is more impactful in a story, what is more better to unite people. Is it a tragedy or is it a victory? And overwhelmingly, the resoundingly answer is tragedy. People come together, people get behind a story, people get invested, people go hype over tragedies. That's why the episode 8 of Invincible season 1 was so amazing. That's why episode 5. Have you seen any of the reaction videos or seen how many reaction videos are at the episode? It's insane. It is blowing up the world. Episode 5 of X-Men 97, which we're going to get into right now. But it's like, that's how it usually is. It's that element in storytelling is what it's most compelling oftentimes.
And it just sucks as you typically have to kill off a favorite character to accomplish that.
Or 2.
Yeah. Over a season.
Yeah. It is
still sickening. Like I read that about 2 years ago, but still like finally seeing animated.
Yeah,
no. I'm talking about
JJK.
JJK, yeah.
Yeah, JJK, okay, yeah.
Enough tangents though. Getting back to, do you have a outside of episode 5 of Invincible, do you have a favorite episode of the show?
Outside episode 5?
Yeah, because I mean that's the easy answer.
I did like episode 1 of season 2 a lot because I am a huge Sterling K. Brown fan. I like the idea too of showing like how, in a way, it's kind of a villain origin story. Also, I like the idea that it's an indeliberate one. Like Mark isn't trying deliberately to make him a bad guy, but also it's showing like, there's a line where he says like literally in every other universe you join with your dad. Pretty much, it's like there's very few other out of the thousands of other universes, you and your dad are a destructive duo. I like the idea to showing that Mark really is kind of a diamond in the rough
individual.
Yeah. So I enjoyed episode 1. if outside of episode 5, I enjoyed episode 1 a lot. And the season finale was great too. Just seeing. Well, I'll let you have some room. So, what's your favorite episode then outside of episode 5?
Episode 8 was beautiful. Just sitting there, it was like, are they gonna kill off Mark's mom? Like, is Mark gonna get stuck? It's like so many like possibles to get to like finally a happy moment and finding out that Kate miraculously survived and she's been living inside a clone this whole time. Like, I was really happy for Immortal in that moment, because like that's a man that it seemed like he had lost everything and he really wanted to die, but he can't.
That's another thing we got into as well. Like, when you hit that depression button and you're like, I cannot die. I want to die. I cannot. It's worst. It's the worst. I love that when he saw Kate was like, I'm so sorry. He immediately hugged her. There was no like, I don't care. Let's go. And that was obviously it's a story in X-Men where multiple man does that too, where he like goes off. The original version goes off for a long time, and his clones go off doing stuff. And you find out, he's actually way off here in the distance somewhere. So yeah, I said before, but it's good. It was done well. It's done really well. Yeah.
Man, like, trying to think of how that episode started. Like, the episode started with like Alan sneaking into the Viltrumite prison and getting that conversation with Nolan. I felt like that was also a pretty solid one as well. I mean, there was a lot of great moments in that last episode. It did feel long in spots, but like, I feel like they resolved everything that they set up in that season not everything, obviously, because there's still more to come within the story, but like the breadcrumbs of arcs that they put into this season all felt really well resolved to me.
Oh yeah, 100%. The season finale was great. It was still very strong. The episode prior where what's the name? I'm gonna miss it. I'm butcher you better with names than I am. It's not Mbasa, Nubia, not Nubia either. It's like the female Viltrumite that comes there and battles Mark. Onessa, right? Onessa. So like, I know she's a big, huge character in the comics as well, but like,
we found out that
I'm like, I don't want to. I haven't read the comics. I want to see. I want to save it all for when I see it on the screen. But there's a part when Onessa comes out all big and badass and tries to challenge Alan. It does nothing to him. Alan punches her dead in the face, and she's like, "The fuck!" And she's like, "It's like, yo, he is OP." And I love how he immediately like, "Yo, I'm strong enough now. Let me go covert." He's so smart. I love Alan. I love Alan to bits. So I can't wait to see what Alan does next season, as far as if he like just runs amok all over them. I can't wait to give, like you said, knowing that he needs to suffer. He needs to suffer some for us to forgive him from his heel turn. And we have to. I love how it showed all the different multiverses that Angstrom Levy was able to see, remember. He obviously only experiences his one, but he had all the memories of all the other Angstroms, and it showed all the other universes Marks more so than even the Nolans. And Mark was just a terrorist. He was the worst. The one that got me the most, ironically enough, wasn't even when he killed his son. It was the one where he basically was a concentration camp where Mark was just walking down the aisle, popping up.
I would never kill you. Pop. I would never kill you. Breaks Eve's neck. I was like, what's happening? This dude isn't crazy. Yeah.
It was fun to watch. Yeah.
So this is the first time that, I mean, they introduced a multiversal element in recent comic book history that didn't feel like it like overrode the story to make it like not feel like a grounded story still, in my opinion. Like, usually like with Multiverse of Madness, them flying through and then off in that version's Illuminati, like, it was a cool moment, but of course it had no real gravity because like it's multiversal. It doesn't really matter.
You're saying fan servicey. This was right. Fan servicey at all. It was
No, this felt like this didn't feel like it was like some one off in another world stuff. Like, it obviously, you saw those moments happen, but I feel like in understanding those other universes, you get to appreciate this universe so much.
Oh yeah, of course. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. It almost seems like it's showing you just how special this world is for one reason or another, and also shows you how special this Mark Grayson actually is because he made the difference. If he had just said, "Okay, Dad, let's do this," or if Debbie had been a different person raising him, or if Cecil had gone down and died, all these things had to kind of come together for them to be able to essentially, because they couldn't beat Nolan, they had to change his mind or make him at least leave. That's what happened. So, and they saved the world with that essentially, and also that's what Debbie calls out. It's like, all your universes suck, because they didn't have me to raise Mark. I raised Mark, and get out my face basically. So
she was like, no, in most of those universes, you join them too.
Yeah. That's the thing too. She's a co-terrorist as well, but it was the difference. They were the difference. I like that. I like that a lot. It was fun too. They had a cameo with Spider-Man and Doc Ock. They didn't call him that. It is. And I like the idea.
I appreciated it.
But it was funny. It's like if you just saw those two fight, it's like, wait, which one is the villain? It's like you have you're a spider guy with red eyes. Why would I trust you for half a second? So I get it.
No, it was a dope little moment. Like everybody was hoping that it would be the actual Spider-Man, but I mean,
Tom?
we got it. Because like there was a rumor before that Spider-Man was going to make a cameo in this season.
So it actually be Spider-Man. Okay,
right. Like it was that they wanted it to actually be Marvel Spider-Man, but obviously they couldn't get the license to go through in time. But still, like we got the moment. We got it.
No, we got the moment. What's also interesting too, we have J.K. Simmons, aka J. Jonah Jameson, in the show already, so he's sitting right there. But yeah, I got you. No, it was a very, very enjoyable episode. I think the highlight for me still was, or what was the highlight for you of the episode of the season finale?
I thought you were stronger.
Yeah,
like just him repeating that, like I got that. Like he was trying to rationalize like what he had just happened, and man, like the spiral that he goes down, like it just felt very authentic, and like it made me happy for him when the Deus Ex Machina popped up. It was like, man, he needed it. He needed it.
He was done. That was gonna get real ugly real quick. Yeah, because there's a part where he's literally crying and laughing at the same time. And Steve, I'll shout out to Stephen Yeun. The way he does that is so
that.
Yeah,
killed that.
Chilling. Yeah, and I love. I mean, the amount, like once it's clear that Sterling K. Angstrom Levy is dead, he's still beating him for a long time, and it's just smeared in this human juice. It's like, yo, that is a person that's when you've had a complete breakdown, that's what happens. You just it's not there anymore. It's like, yeah, and I get it because it felt like a culmination of Mark after everything. So I get it. I
dealing with so much and then coming to that, like again, like, and the fact that he's still remorseful about it just also shows exactly how much he's not his dad. Well, I mean, his dad now maybe, but like he's not with. Yeah.
Well, because that's the thing. The fear he has, he's like, because Cecil was trying to tell him, like, you're not your dad. You're not your dad. He's like, I see it. I feel it. I could be just. I kill one person. I'm as bad as my dad who killed hundreds of thousands. It's like, no, you're still a ways off. But and also this was justified. But he can't. He's still such a good person. He can't see that.
He should have been went. Like as soon as he looked up and saw your mom arm like looking like the symbol of hope, like just go ahead and take that one down, bro. It's a done deal. just one quick move, just get it over with. Like he had to go.
He had to go. The thing about it is that he said there's a line where he says, "I've been holding back." Basically, he's constantly been holding back, essentially. So it means to show, like, wait a minute, in all these fights he's had, he probably could have done a lot more harm than he has. He's always been holding back on some level. And I think almost in a way too, with your girl in the previous episode, Onessa, she pretty much in a way was kind of like, she saw, like, well, you're holding back. Why are you holding back so much? Why don't you fight for real? And it had to finally draw him out as far as I wonder. So next season, probably he'll be fighting tougher, dirtier, hopefully. See.
I fear for the person that gets in his way next season. That's not Viltrumite. That's all I'll say.
Yes,
good luck.
I do.
That's a problem.
Yeah. I heard like through the grapevine or something, there's like a rematch between him and not Will the Beast, but the guy that had
I know his name. I know his name.
That's what I mean. Charlie. Charlie knows all these characters. You get the comic, he knows all these names. Because that guy was so broken the first time, just destroyed him. But now Mark's a bit. He's like, yeah, he can probably handle it a lot better. A lot better.
He not gonna like how that fight goes. But I mean, I think it does. I think that's going to be a great moment to finally start seeing his growth when he gets to go against some of the things that took him down before. I think that's what they're really building up to with this, and part of why I just see like how well crafted some of this stuff is. Like they set up so much, and I don't feel like they failed to deliver in many spots other than just give me more. Honestly, like why are we still doing 8 episodes? Just go ahead and give me 10. Give me 10.
But it's weird. We're at a funny age here, because now we're at the age where we're getting high quality content, but it is a much smaller capacity. Like 8 episodes, especially for Amazon, that's pretty much the typical standard, is 8 episodes. But those 8 episodes would be great, but you only get 8. I mentioned Fallout before. I binged Fallout in like 2 days because it's only 8 episodes. They are great. Also has Walton Goggins in it, Cecil, aka Cecil, but it's gonna be brief. So I get it. I understand. And X-Men 97 is 10 episodes, 10. Right? 10 episodes. The first 5 already are great, but hopefully the next 5 will be great too. But it's brief, So it is what it is. That's what I mean.
I am excited to see some of the spinoffs that are coming from that verse now that they've announced. So I mean, looking forward to seeing what they do with the animated X-Men verse. But I mean, since we're already here, we might as well talk about.
We've been delayed it long enough.
Yeah. So how did you feel about episode 5 of X-Men? Well, before we get to the theory, what did you think about it?
I adored it in a way you can't possibly imagine. I loved it in pieces, and I was mad because I watched it by myself in my apartment. My girlfriend couldn't care less about X-Men cartoons, so I couldn't talk to her about it. And I'm in a different time zone from you and from Charlie. I messaged Charlie as fast as I think I messaged both of you on the chat as fast as possible, but you guys couldn't we couldn't tell it right away. And I just loved it because the thing is, how I'm a huge fan of blow lines for characters or for shows, what have you. And the episode was titled "Remember It." And I wasn't quite sure what that meant, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what Gambit said way back when." And the way he does it, as far as like that's the fucking greatest blow line ever. As far as the names Gambit, Mon Ami, remember it. I was like, I applauded. It's like, well fucking done. And it was just fantastic. I think in a lot outside of Gambit and that stuff, it does encapsulate all the things that make the X-Men great. As far as the high school drama, sometimes the messy high school drama of dating and doing things. Wolverine and Jean kissed here, and then Cyclops having a mental infidelity.
Like, I lost my wife.
Yeah. I cheated on my wife with my wife. Yeah. What the thing is to get narked while you're in your mind with somebody else. Like, is that even wrong? I guess it is. To have that going on, then to actually see all the mutants on Genosha, to have the X-Men, they have the 90s with Enya or Anya music kind of playing as Rogue is coming down, and they doing a thing with Magneto. To have Gambit, he is so well written. The actual all the stuff before the actual genocide is still dope to me. The way that Rogue is talking to Gambit clearly is still in love with her, even though he can't touch her. And Rogue just bust out with, I can't touch it. We can't touch this is killing me. I can't do this, essentially.
But you can. All you got to do is just get one of those collars on. It could be part of the role play, but that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing.
You've revealed a lot about yourself right now. I'm not here to judge. More power to you. But it was just all that was so well written, so well done. And someone pointed out, I saw online that I didn't realize it, that because Gambit's playing or throwing cards into the fire, and he throws a card in there, it's a queen that's just burning, essentially. And it looks kind of resembles Rogue in a sense. It's like, yeah, that's the symbolism is there. So it was just amazing. And I love that the Cable shows up for the first time just to say, I'm sorry, Mom, for not being able to do in typical Cable fashion. I couldn't quite hear it just in time to save everything.
As always. I always gets there too late to do anything.
I think
And
Cable's
it's
like
like,
half
go
black. He's on
fix my.
CPT.
It's like,
Yeah,
go fix my shit, bro. Like,
yeah. You're late again. Go fix it. Go fix everything. Fix everything. But I talked a lot though, man. So what is your, what's your take on the episode, episode 5?
I thought it was also beautifully done. I mean, some of the dialogue between Magneto and his fellow mutants, I thought was beautifully done. The moments between Rogue and Gambit also, like when she's like, "Here's I can't feel you," like that moment hit so hard. I was like, oh my god, like I'm almost upset that they're gonna undo this because of how well all that stuck. But like that they're probably gonna like time flux and oh no,
Sure.
we have to save all this stuff, and it just pretty much never happened.
I'm sure they will, but I don't think. I think that'll be the end of this season. Will be them doing that. I don't think it's gonna happen next. I mean, it's gonna hurt with us.
No,
We're not
it's
gonna
the
have
next
Gambit.
episode. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gambit and Magneto are both gone for the rest of the season for the most part. Talking about redemption arcs. So
we get Nightcrawler. So I'm okay.
Kurt Wagner. Got Kurt Wagner. That was fat. And Kurt was an ace too, man. He jumped up in there. He grabbed them both. Like, I got you the last minute. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. Seeing that, it was that's the epitome of what you want from your X-Men.
It's the best piece of X-Men content that I've ever seen on any medium. Right? It's better than anything that they've ever done in a movie. It's better than any of the older cartoons. It's shitting on the comics. Well, I shouldn't say like the comics are worse than the others, because like the comics are still better than the movies, but still like it's
because
like,
this happened in the comics, but this was done
right.
differently, and I think better the way they did it now. Honestly,
this is done way better now, and if they keep the same villain, oh man, the X-Men, like the rest of this season is about to be
chef's kiss. So getting into theories and this is fine. We can talk about this, even though they spoilers. So who do you think sent the tricep?
Cassandra Nova. I think she's in charge of this in some way, just like she did. Like this exact moment happened in the comics. Like her hijacking a Hunter Sentinel, sending it to Genosha, it taking out like 16,000 mutants. Like that. Yeah, that happened. Shot for shot, except that this time that they showed it happening in the process, and now they've added Cable to the mix, because I don't think he was part of that comic at all. Like they're basically like combining Days and Futures Past with I forgot the actual comic now where she shows up. I know Kay already knows it. I'll ask her, but
yeah, knows it too.
But no, like they're having fun with the series, like, and letting them like pick from like a certain moment that they've already covered in the older show and make that relevant and now, so that the story flows smoothly. And I just think they're having it's like they're treating like the X-Men lore like their playground right now in the best way possible, and I'm happy to see them doing it. Just don't fuck it up. Just, you can't get this high and then have your season fall off.
I know. And ironically enough, the controversial producer from this show that had to leave because of all kinds of reasons, he was talking about how episode 5 is nothing compared to what episodes 8 through 10 are. That's pretty much
that's
one
what
movie.
I saw. That's what I saw. I saw the tweet.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what they do. I hope to a degree, I hope they Deus Ex Machina this, because I love Gambit, and I've grown to like this version of Magneto, but man, like to undo a moment that heavy, it does leave a little bit of a bitter taste.
That's fair.
This is speculating on the future, though, that we obviously don't know yet, so I won't get too far into.
No, I understand, but the quote our buddy Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan earned this. So yeah, if you're gonna have it undone, I got you. If you're gonna have the watcher see it, I got you. If you're gonna have Cable come in there and go full Ron Perlman, that was Ron Perlman, I got you. However, you got to make it hard. You can't make it something that all he does is snap his fingers or do whatever. It's no. It has to be, it has to be difficult. In the Avengers Endgame, the movie, it took them 5 years to get something going for that. If you do get Cable and his squad and the X-Men are left to fix this, it's got to be difficult. And we have to get our boy Gambit back. Of course we do, but it's not going to be pretty. So I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And again, I hadn't connected the dots where literally episode 5s of both these shows had a redheaded guy that could control explosions that pretty much has to do with heartbreak. That has a redheaded girlfriend, a woman he's interested in, that essentially gets clapped. And then comes back from the dead in one, and is hopefully going to come back from the dead in the other. I hadn't thought about that. That's insane.
It's like it's the same thing. Like, and I mean, if we get Gambit back, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But like, somebody had to like seen a little bit of homework from the Invincible to see like, maybe we're gonna dabble into this real quick, Sure. You can't let them hit harder than us. We got to do something, That's how I feel in my brain. It happened. Maybe I am completely off and just speculating, but you don't get that similar.
But the timing, because the thing is, it takes I don't know how many years to get animation done or what have you. So they clearly had to write it forever ago. What may be is that they may have had a same writer in both writers' room or something, and that's how it went down. Or someone was kind of spying on one writer's room or something way back 2 years ago, whatever, however long ago they wrote the thing. But it all worked for me really well. One thing though that it was different with X-Men 97 as opposed to Rex, our buddy Rex and Invincible. Like the lines, Gambit's lines, because they gave Gambit so much shine in. You're very good at figuring out what's going to happen. Did you know that Gambit was going to die this episode because he gave him so much shine? Okay, I didn't know. I should have figured out.
By the time that like the conversation, that last conversation before the party happened, and then like I saw the Watcher in the sky, and then Cable, I was like, oh, Gambit gone. Yeah. This man is done. I didn't see Magneto going. But I was like, oh, Gambit is gone. Gone. Oh,
this man. This man. Because also it had to be, in a way, it had to be Gambit, because it had to be someone that the fans like from the original series well enough. Had to be a character who could go out like an ace.
Who also took Storm.
It could. I mean, Storm, because Storm is we know she's coming back too. But I mean, it's someone that they wouldn't go out crying or tearful or mournful. He went out with flair. He went out smiling. He literally went out smiling, almost talking shit. Like there was a line before that. All his lines were great, but there's a line where he has like as he's running towards the Triceratops after he saves Rogue using Kaneda's light cycle. He says, "Gambit, see your bet and raise it." It's such a perfect I see what you're doing. It's like what you said as far as the I thought you were stronger, kind of the same thing as far as challenging somebody. I just love when writing is done so well and it's so character driven. It makes perfect sense. So I was geeking on that, man.
Let your characters guide the plot. Let your characters guide the plot. Don't try to force an agenda or force a thing to go a certain way. Like, if your characters are written to have like a moral opposition to something else and you have those things clash, it just plays out naturally.
It does.
Just that's how you do it. This is how you do it.
Well, yeah, I couldn't agree more. And like you said, Magneto, part of it was for him too, as far as obviously Leech saying that Magneto promised me the Morlocks never to be afraid again. At the end, his last thing he says to him is "Don't be afraid," but he says it in his native tongue of German, which I'm sure his mom said to him during the Holocaust. Also, we see him having flashbacks to the Holocaust because it's another one happening right now on Genosha. So it's kind of all those things. It's playing into his character.
Mag's getting hit with the double Holocaust is crazy. Like
that's a lot. But it was masterful. It's masterful storytelling at its best, regardless of the medium, regardless of the age. It's just like, this is how you're supposed to tell stories. Period. Get over it. I'm here for it. So yeah. So like I said, we're spoiled. We're spoiled to be in this age.
Like I said before we got on, this is the new standard. Like, if you are not making your hero content like this, don't waste my time. I don't need Blue Beetle. I don't need Black Adam. I don't need Shazam.
No. Yeah, I think these are all what DC stuff. But
I was sending a message.
Okay, fair.
You better do it right with this next Superman Snyder. I mean, not Snyder.
James Gunn.
Gunn. Yeah, you got a good track record with Suicide Squad and
the Suicide Squad.
Guardians. The Suicide Squad. We know we're not gonna give you the other one.
Let's not, please. Let's not
do that.
Please, let's not.
I'm not gonna do that to your name. But yeah, you gotta.
Yeah. The bar
and Fantastic Four like both have to perform. Like Deadpool gets a little bit of a slide because of it's Deadpool. Like you don't need to be like hyper strong narrative for Deadpool. You just got to make us laugh and like get nostalgic. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman can do that in their sleep. So go ahead.
The fans are gonna go crazy to seeing them on screen again.
Just them existing in the same place and be like, oh, like this, like I'm one of those people. Like I don't really fanboy over things. Like you give me Deadpool and Wolverine, and it's like Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Like I'm there. Day one, take my money.
Yeah, take it, please. Take it right now. Of course, I'm here.
And they could have like no written script and just all ad libs the whole movie, and I think it's still going to be what it's supposed to be.
Yes, well, I mean, it's going to be ad libbed a lot anyways because Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. That's the point. So yeah, I'm here for that. I mean, and also the idea that him pretty much unmaking all things that the last few years of the MCU is. Yeah, I'm here for that. You mentioned the Fantastic Four though with Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal has kind of a golden touch. He's kind of, it's like him and Haley Stanfield. You put them in something that they tend to elevate it. So
golden.
Well, because Pedro Pascal, you remember, I mean, the first two seasons of Mando were pretty great. The last season of Last of Us was pretty great. So I mean, Pedro can do. He's always.
But that last season of Mando also exists.
I didn't bring it up.
Wonder Woman 84 also exists.
Yeah, but that's
he was
DC.
The villain.
That is DC. You chose to watch it. You chose to watch that. I didn't tell you to watch it. You chose to. I forgot he was in that. Man, that hurts my soul.
He was also an Equalizer too. That was.
He was. That was before the era of Pedro though. It's like I think that was even before Game of Thrones. He did that.
It might have been actually. Yeah.
It was a while ago. That's a while ago. But he was. I mean, he's. Yeah. Yes, of course, anything and everything can happen. But. I like Vanessa Kirby as well. She's great she's primarily great when she was in The Crown, and then she's a good choice I think for Sue. And then Pedro, he's Pedro. So yeah, but that's
there's a lot of pressure on the superhero content race because of these two shows. I don't see. I mean, I guess the third show in the running because it's also Amazon is The Boys. Like that. That's the golden triangle right now, like The Boys, X-Men, and Invincible.
Because all three seasons of The Boys, in my opinion, are strong. They're not. There's no weak sauce there. And also, I think Gen V
is coming. That fourth one is coming. Gen V is part of The Boys verse, but yeah,
Gen V is still strong. I like Gen V.
Yeah, I agree. So, slight tangent, but related to this. Is Amazon putting out the best superhero content right now?
I knew you were going to say that. If you are looking at the measuring stick as far as everything else is like, I mean, Disney does have X-Men 97, but that's one thing. That's it against a lot of others.
Because like their last Marvel show before that was Echo.
I think you just answered your question. I think you just answered your own question. And on that note, folks, we're gonna have to call it a wrap. Thank you so much for your time. This is Otis East and I. We are both in school. We got stuff to do, but hit us up at all the locations. We're on the Facebooks. We're on the Instagrams. We have blur.com, echelongnovels.com. The dojo. What's Charlie? The dojo he has. What's that called?
Yeah, Charlie. See
Diesel Dojo.
It's not
Diesel's Dojo.
The Captain's Dojo.
The Captain's
or Captain Diesel's Dojo. He's gonna fry us for this.
And he should.
I'm pretty sure it's Captain Diesel's Dojo. I'm almost certain it's Captain Diesel's Dojo.
Let's just say it's Captain Diesel's Dojo. But thanks again for y'all's time. I hope y'all are doing well, and let us know what y'all think. Which one's doing it better right now? Is it Invincible or is it X-Men 97? And are y'all here for Pedro Pascal?
And in the comments, let us know why it's Invincible, because we know that it's the one right now. Yeah, Gun, you got your work cut out for you, my guy.